Hello YouTube, my name's John and today I'm playing Strife, the quest for the Sigil. It's basically a first-person shooter slash RPG using the Doom engine. It's an RPG in the sense that it's much more story-driven than Doom was. There's also a kind of quasi-upgrading system where you can kind of deck out your character slightly, and there's shops where you can buy items, you can interact with NPCs. And like I said, it's more story-driven, so there's kind of sort of missions and quests that you take part in, and overall, pretty cool game. Probably not the best Doom engine game ever made, but pretty interesting, and I'd say worth a playthrough. So I figured I'd do that, but also I figured I'd play it with the Wrath of Cronos mod, because as of version 1.5, you can play Strife with the Wrath of Cronos mod, which I'm really looking forward to, because as I said, Strife's already kind of a quasi-RPG, but with this mod, it really becomes a full RPG with leveling and experience and talent trees and what have you. And so, yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Or for this series, I should say. I'm going to be playing as the Hunter this time around as opposed to the Cleric, just to kind of switch things up a little bit. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So, now I should mention this is Wrath of Cronos version 1.6. And there are a few differences from the last version you saw in my last playthrough with Wrath of Cronos. One of those differences is that there are now health bars for the enemies that you can see there on top of the screen. This guy right here has 117 health. When I start attacking him, you'll see also that there's some floating combat text, which I think is kind of cool. Another difference that's notable is they've changed the skill menu a little bit, where it used to be that you had to be a certain level in order to use certain abilities, but now it's more based on how many skill points you've spent in the tree. So, I mean, it's kind of more or less the same thing, but just slightly different, I guess. Prerequisites are still there, so again, I would need Blade Mastery and Range Mastery in order to use Precision, but you'll notice down there it says requires 9 skill points spent. Spent in what? Well, whatever the hell you want. As long as you spent a grand total of 9 skill points anywhere in the tree, you can use Precision. So really, that's what it is. I mean, again, well, you still have to have Blade and or Range Mastery. So there's that, but I think both still. I'm not sure. I think both. Anyway, but yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, in order to use block, you have to have, well, what's supposed to be Blade Mastery. It says Melee Mastery, but I guess that's a typo. Anyway, so there you have it. So, in fact, you also notice I already have a skill point that I can spend right now. So let's just put it in Range Mastery. Why not? Alright, so yeah, there you go. That's what we're doing. Wrath of Cronos with Strife. So let's see how we do. First thing I'm going to do is pick up these. There's that floating combat text that I was talking about. Let's go and grab some of these. There we go. Alright. Now then, in case you don't know, the story of this game, in a nutshell, is a comet hit the Earth, which destroyed most of the population except for a handful of people. Half of those people went a little crazy and formed this kind of quasi-religious order where they claim to hear voices in their head and they oppress the rest of the people. They're kind of the ruling force in this world. And these are the people who belong to that. They're called the Order. Then there's, of course, normal citizens like this guy. I've heard that the Order is really nervous about the Front's actions around here. So the Front, as you might be wondering about, is this rebellion that's going on within the citizens who want to overthrow the Order and return freedom and justice and so on and so forth. And you can probably imagine that that's who your character will be working for eventually. So that's basically the cut and dry of the story. Of course, this time around, you're playing as a medieval archer with an enchanted bow and other such weapons, so there you go. Doesn't quite make sense. It's supposed to be the future, but whatever. It also doesn't make sense for the fighter to be in Doom with this mod, but whatever. Suspend your disbelief and just have fun. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and get started here, shall we? Here's where we start. So here we go.
In a small world, word travels fast. I hear you just removed some obstacles from your path. Nice work. Are you interested in some more lucrative projects?
Sure, why not?
Good. Some friends of mine need someone silenced. Belden is being held by the Order in their sanctuary. There's a rarely used entrance by a small pier off the river which is unguarded. Get in, shut him up, and bring his ring back to me as proof.
Will it be worth the effort?
I'll guarantee 50 gold, and if you return without setting off every alarm in town, there's the chance to earn much, much more. And here's a little helper that should give you an edge.
Thanks, I'll need it.
Good. Remember, his silence is golden.
I'll get him. So they basically just hand you your first blue mana weapon, which in the hunter's case is this bow. So there you have it. So that's our mission. Our mission is to find the sanctuary by the river and kill Belden and bring back his ring. So that's our current quest. So as I mentioned, this is an RPG with shops and things like that. So before I go on the quest, let me go ahead and show you what those are all about. You'll notice here I have coin. Right now I have what looks like 13 coin, which is not very much. So, but here's the shops. So we have the hospital here, where you can buy potions and things like that. The main thing you want to get is that, probably. So, I mean, because these are pretty common throughout the game, but this, not so much. So, you probably want to spend most of your gold on that, but of course they cost 75 gold apiece. The other two are not too bad. I don't know, I would just avoid buying these for the most part. I don't know, we'll see, because I mean, you know, the hunter does not have an ability to heal himself besides those, so I might be spending money on those, but we'll see. And then, of course, we have the Armory. The Armory has, you guessed it, armor. So there's our regular silver shield for 50 gold, and then we have an enchanted shield for 200, or the anti-radiation boots, which is basically a, you know, radiation suit from Doom. But we don't need any of those things yet, and we don't have the money for it anyway. And then, of course, there's the weapons/item shop. This is really more of an item shop. You can buy a disc of repulsion for 25 apiece, a torch for 40, boots of speed. This is the real ticket item right here. It's Crater of Might, but it's 250 gold. Nevertheless, I think when you have 250 gold, you ought to buy one of those. So, there you have it. Anyway, like he said, our mission is to find the sanctuary by the river. So, here it is. Of course, there's a guard here. Nobody's allowed in, move along. But he did mention the secret entrance, so I'm gonna sneak around here to the back. Oh yeah, real quick before I do that, there's a secret right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the secret. Hop in here, you get a free shield, and a free potion. And some free money, actually. This is a really good thing to get at the very start of the game. 50 gold, so now we have 63 gold. Still not quite enough to buy anything substantial, but at least now we have armor. So anyway, what I was gonna do was hop down here, get onto the pier here, there we go, grab that shitty potion. So now we have some shitty potions and some decent potions. I preferred the quartz potion. That's just me. Alright, so let's go ahead and take care of our first mission here. This is part of some other quest. There's some item in there. Well, maybe we'll do that later. We'll see. Oh. So that switch opens up this bridge down here. This bridge, to be precise. Just holding, I'm going to keep this bow pulled until I find something to shoot at. And there we go. Whoa, that's a flamethrower guard. Whoa. There we go. 16 experience. Let's grab some more armor, too. I think that shut off the alarm. It's probably a good thing. Alright, well, a target is in here. So, I don't want any trouble. Stay away from me. I've had enough trouble with what that bastard Harris did to me. He promised me money. Instead, I get to look forward to being questioned by the programmer. We also get to look forward to being dead. And there's the ring I need. And the 10 gold. Now I have a bunch of gold. Still not quite as much as I'd like. Well, alright. Shall we proceed? I think we shall. Here we are back in the outside world. Alright, well that's the first quest, so I think I'm just going to pause it here. So thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Strife with Wrath of Cronos. Alright, later.